On Saturday, June 25th, 2022, our most caring Supreme Master Ching Hai called once again to graciously check on Supreme Master Television team members and share some recent good news from the United States and the European Union. She also highlighted some disturbing happenings around the globe to alert humanity that heaven is beginning to destroy the world as a consequence of our immoral conduct.
Oh, I want to talk to you because we had some good news today. Is good enough, there's an abortion law in America.
Yes.
That was allowed under Roe v. Wade.
Yes.
And now they change it.
Yes.
Yeah.
In this historic decision, the Supreme Court has now overturned Roe v. Wade and the follow-on case called Casey, in which the abortion right was made nationwide. Those two rulings stood for the proposition that states could not ban abortion before the age of viability. They could restrict it during that period up to about 23 weeks, but they couldn't ban it. So the immediate effect of this will be to uphold a Mississippi law that would ban abortion after 15 weeks. But this also now means that in roughly half the country, abortion is, as of now, or soon will be, illegal. 13 states have what are called trigger laws that were intended to make abortion illegal in those states once the Supreme Court reached this decision. In a few of those states, the law takes effect immediately, and some they have to wait for the state attorney general to certify that this is what the Supreme Court has done. That's 13 states in which abortion will shortly be illegal. And in the rest of the, up to about half the states, they are expected soon to make it illegal.
Yesterday, the court handed down a victory for the Constitution, a victory for the rule of law, and above all, a victory for life. This breakthrough is the answer to the prayers of millions and millions of people, and these prayers have gone on for decades. For decades and decades they've been praying, and now those prayers have been answered to the generations of Americans in the pro-life movement, as well as countless constitutional conservatives. Your boundless love, sacrifice, and devotion has finally been rewarded in full. Congratulations, and thanks to the courage found within the United States Supreme Court, this long divisive issue will be decided by the states and by the American people. That's the way it should have been many, many years ago, and that's the way it is now.
Before it was difficult for any state to, I read in the news, it was difficult for any state to forbid abortion, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like Texas, they did not let the abortion law apply to them, so they forbid the abortion. And some people can sue them or protest back and forth. It's a lot of trouble. Right now, in this way, Texas can just give this anti-abortion law a very good, solid foundation.
Yes, right.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, it means they can do it now. There's no need to wait for the Supreme Court, or no need to wait for somebody to sue them or not sue them, whatever.
Yes, Master.
But that still is not complete, I was so happy. I was thinking, like this, other states in America, every state will have no more abortion.
Yes.
But it's not like that. The Supreme Court cannot even forbid the whole thing, but at least every state, like many states that wanted an anti-abortion law, now they can go ahead.
Yes, Master.
But maybe some states that don't want an anti-abortion law, then they can also do that even.
Yes.
It's sad, but at least many states will have this anti-abortion law.
Yes, Master.
And who knows, slowly other states will follow suit.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully soon.
Well, at least some.
Yes, Master.
The Supreme Court's decision to strike down Roe versus Wade now has roughly half of all states poised to ban or drastically restrict abortion, but it won't happen all at once. Let's start with a look at so-called trigger laws. 13 states have them on the books. They are intended to automatically ban or severely weaken abortion access as soon as Roe is overturned. As you can see on this map, we've got Texas, we've got Louisiana and Arkansas, just some of the states that have these trigger laws. Texas's trigger law, House Bill 1280, was signed by Governor Abbott last year. It will automatically ban abortions, and Texas doctors could face life in prison or a $100,000 fine for performing them. Now, in some states, these laws will activate as soon as a designated state official certifies the court's decision. That can happen within minutes. In other states, the laws will go into effect within the next 30 days.
Following the Supreme Court decision Friday, abortion is no longer legal in these 9 states. And in at least 3 others, providers have stopped services for fear of prosecution, with the laws still uncertain.
It's a win for unborn children.
In Arkansas, doctors who performed the procedure could now face up to 10 years in prison. In neighboring Louisiana, all 3 abortion clinics in the state have ceased operations. Angie Thomas had been working toward that moment for years.
We are so thankful for this day in history where we as a state get to protect our unborn children and help moms.
I'm excited, but we all, as if you can see the celebration, but we all know this is not where the work ends. This is where it begins, because from anyone you can ask, this is what we'll be working for the rest of our lives, to make abortion illegal, unthinkable, and unnecessary.
We deserve protection. We deserve the right to life, and the ability to preserve the right to life of children before they're born has been returned to the people, and that is a right and just decision.
At least some children will be saved.
Yes.
Not 70 million every year like that.
Right.
It's terrible. America's population is already dwindling, like many of the well-to-do countries.
Yes.
Now that people don't feel like this cumbersome work, taking care of babies and children anymore.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
It's not just about enlarging the population, but it's very good karma for America. So it will balance out some of the disasters that might befall this country if people don't continue killing innocent babies the way they did before. So it's a good news.
Yes.
So that's the only good news that I tell you.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
But it's a good news. That's why we have to share it.
Yes.
It's very good news.
But I'm telling you, do you want to know how many bad news I have?
Oh, how many bad news do you have, Master?
For the 23rd of June, I have at least 13 bad news. All bad news.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
And the 24th, similar, okay? 25th, I have only up to 8 because I didn't have time anymore to continue further.
Yes, Master.
I read it to you so you know. And this is only from those countries and from those areas that you can even have news from. There are many corners in the world where there is no news.
Yes.
No internet, no connection, no telephone. So whatever bad news there, you don't even know.
Right. Yes.
Okay, I read it to you. Don't be too sad, okay, huh?
Yes, Master.
This is just one day. The reason I never collected all the bad news together like this, not intentionally. It's just that recently, you know already that heaven wants to destroy the world.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And they even told me which type, because I argued you can't just kill at random.
Yes.
Okay, I cannot spill too much out. Okay, sorry. So I checked out. I just wanted to see whether or not what they told me is what it is.
Yes, Master.
And I saw some of it. It's the real sign of what they have told me.
Wow.
Oh.
The beginning of it, wherever I can get the news.
Yes, Master.
23rd, this is all I read to you, okay?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Number 1, thousands of cows die altogether all at once in the heat in Kansas. I don't know if this ever happened before.
Wow.
They just die all in one go.
Wow.
Number 2, the boat ignited on fire, just like that.
Everything was just burning so fast. so fast. I had to jump.
Diane and Kit Watson and the first mate, Jared Tubbs, live on the beautiful 70-foot yacht named Too Elusive, or at least they did before it was consumed in an inferno. They were heading to port in New Hampshire when the blaze broke out. They knew they had to save themselves and their dogs, Palma and Nancy.
We grabbed the dogs, jumped off, and swam away.
That's
the best we could.
Did you guys think in those moments you could lose your lives?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I just write short for myself, okay?
Yes,
Master.
Number 3, fishing boat sinks just in seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. They went out from the shore and the water came in just like that. Broke the little edge of the boat and came in to sink in seconds. I saw it in the video. All this I saw, of course, in the video or in the news.
Yes.
It's not in my vision, huh? I don't like any of this in my vision. Number 4, multi-Russian generals and colonels died in Ukraine war. Or that was before, but they repeat it again here. Okay?
Yes, Master.
I guess there's some more colonels and generals died, so they repeat it to say, oh, now there's one more or 2 more like that.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Number 5, multi-hits but mostly missed. These Russians are firing their missiles, but mostly missed.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
But still, it's not good, is it, huh? Okay, number 6, deadliest quake in 2 decades killed 1,000 plus Afghanistan people. Well, I told them to send some financial help, but I haven't heard back yet whether or not they can send.
Yes, Master.
It's also a difficult country.
Yes.
It's not easy nowadays, even also because of the pandemic.
Yes.
Right.
Like I also sent some financial help to India, for example, because they had floods.
Yes.
India and Bangladesh, both. Millions of people have to be relocated because of the deadly flood recently.
Yes, Master.
আমার গরু আছে খবর পালে আমি আর ওখানে গিয়া ধান লইছি
I sent some financial help. Your brothers and sisters, they received the money and they say they could go out to do it. Although I did not know if the government would let them because of the pandemic.
Right.
Yes.
The pandemic spikes up again. That's the thing. That's another bad news. Even though I didn't write it here.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
So I read only on the 23rd of June. And number 8, sun flares are getting stronger and stronger.
Oh.
Wow.
Scientists report it. I make it all short.
Yes, Master.
It's not like a big report. Number 9, Nigeria flood swept away homes, a lot of homes. Number 10, some planes damaged. Airbus Qatar dispute. They're arguing about the planes, the damages. Maybe the planes are not good, not done well or something. Qatar, I think they have some problem with each other or something because the planes aren't damaged. They are not as good as supposed to be for using. It's dangerous if the plane is not in good condition.
Yes.
If you sell or buy it and if you use it when it's not good quality, then you be in danger.
Yes.
I guess that's what it is. Number 11, at Miami Airport, the plane just touched down and then burst into fire. Just like that. The landing gear kaput. But that shouldn't be, or maybe that's why the aeroplane touched the runway. That's why it sparked the fire.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Number 12. Oh, there's the wing virus that threatens bees worldwide. Imagine, bees are very important to us.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Threatens them worldwide.
Wow.
Number 13. Ivory Coast flood left people with nothing.
Wow.
Number 14, Cuba storm gives Cuba people a housing crisis. It is one of those disasters again. And then number 15, this is not really bad news, but what I mean is bad news because I'm observing, like putting some presidents have a person next to them who always carries a briefcase. In that briefcase, there are secret codes to control nuclear power.
Yes.
He's shot and in critical condition.
Oh.
Yeah, just like that. Shot in his home. Did not even go out anywhere. Wow. President Macron, he lost in 2 elections for his party. Not he lost, but his party, the important loss. Imagine that. Who told him to go against Ukraine?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Maybe people don't like that because they don't like Putin. They don't like the war in Ukraine.
Right. Yes.
And if he says something, even the slightest hint that is against the principle, then people don't like it. It says in the news they punished Macron by voting for the other party. So now Macron doesn't have the majority in the parliament.
Yes.
So he lost. It's bad for him.
Yes.
Not that he lost the presidency, but he lost his power.
Yes.
Because in parliament or the house, you need a majority in order to pass many of your agendas.
Yes.
Right.
There are another 2 mystery explosions in Russia. Just exploded. Maybe the important buildings just exploded and burned.
Wow.
That happened before already, and now it's a new one. 2 new ones. Mysterious explosions. They don't know why. What caused them? What's the use even if you know? It exploded anyway.
Yes, Master.
This is still June 23rd. Italy, big river dries up. And they even reveal an old ship that was a wreck at the bottom. A long time already. They didn't know. Now it's revealed. Yeah. Okay. June 24. UN warns of world starvation. Probably they repeat it. Yeah. That's number 1. Number 2, small banks in China running into trouble. That results in savers, the people who save money with them, could lose everything.
Yes.
Number 3, aftershock in Afghanistan kill more people. So the whole death toll rises to 1,150 or maybe more.
Yes, Master.
Number 4, Russia makes gain. Could see tactical victory soon. That's bad for Ukraine.
Yes.
Number 5, Russian military plane just crashed. 5 dead. This is a big military cargo plane just crashed. 5 people died. Yeah, who told them to go to Ukraine to kill people?
Yes, Master.
It just crashed like that. So many things, of course, destroy as well. Those cargoes,
Yes.
Yes, Master.
not just 5 people died, but I guess many things also were all damaged, all gone. Normally, Russian-made things are very sturdy. They are famous for that. How can it just crash like that?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
That's heaven's doing.
Yes.
How can it crash just like that, huh?
Yes, Master.
Just like many news before that the Russians cannot hit the target
Yes.
because it just didn't hit well. So they blame the Russian soldiers like they don't have enough talent or ability. But it's not like that. It's all heaven's doing.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
Yes.
That's why they keep bombing all the time, hoping that 1 or 2 will hit. It does, some of them hit. So many of the cities are ruined. Number 6 now. Even there are 2 countries, they are different worlds, very distant. But Lebanon and Sri Lanka share the same fate, economic collapse.
Yes, Master.
Number 7. Many villages in Suriname were waiting for aid because there were unprecedented floods also over there.
Wow.
Oh, God. And there was anger in China because there was bad treatment of women. Number 8 now, Afghanistan, after shock. Now they don't have food. Very fearful of cholera. Number 9, North Korea strengthens their military force and mentioning more deadly weapons, maybe like nuclear. I did not write the whole thing. I wrote it very short. Like preparing for war.
Yes, Master.
There's a person who was appointed as the head of the Kherson area. In a blast, he's dead. He's supposed to be in charge of Kherson, and he just died in a blast. Heaven's doing again.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
And in Mexico, there were 2 Jesuit priests. Jesuit, just like P. Francis.
Yes.
2 Jesuit priests killed in Mexico. Maybe bad priests. Just the 2 of them. But why the Jesuits, huh?
Yes, Master.
They were killed in Mexico. Europe travel is a mess. Probably a problem with traveling. One road was shelled by Russia. It's not good news. All bad news, even bad or good, is mostly bad. All in just one day.
Wow.
The only good news on the 25th is the anti-abortion law.
Yes, yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
That's it. And the rest now, number 2, that was number 1. Good news. Number 2, Russia threatened Moldova again because they are joining the EU now.
Yes.
And they were accepted already as candidate for EU membership. Moldova and Ukraine are granted candidacy for EU membership.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ukraine almost fulfilled all the conditions already. 70-something% is already done.
Yes.
Just some little things. But they say that can be done soon, so it doesn't matter. And Moldova is also accepted now.
That's great.
That's
to hear.
great.
Yes. Wonderful.
But that is thanks to Russia. And now they're threatening them.
Yes, Master.
All this time Moldova is not in. And now because Russia invaded Ukraine, so Ukraine became also a candidate for EU and will soon become a member.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Master.
Moldova is also accepted, but Russia threatened them. Russia is threatened everywhere nowadays. Anyway, whether or not you join or not join, yeah?
Yes, Master.
And it's not the first time that Russia invaded Ukraine even. So before there was no NATO or nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
Russia invaded everywhere, anyway, wherever they want to. And whenever they feel like they've got war and have nothing to do. So it's no excuses.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
So today they report the same thing again. And there was a truck they tied on top of a trailer to bring away somewhere. And then it broke away from the trailer and was spraying all over on the street.
Oh, gosh.
Just like that. It's just one of those bad news. Small news, but bad news.
Yes, Master.
Number 4, plane lands a flame in Miami. That on the 24th we have already. Today they repeat it again.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Sometimes they repeat the same thing. Number 5, fire destroys homes, destroys the island of Eva in Greece. Fire everywhere. And number 6, Ukraine has to retreat from Syria-Donetsk because the Russians were overwhelming them.
Too bad.
Too bad.
See, they don't have enough manpower. They don't have enough weapons. They say for every one missile that Ukraine fired out, there were 10 returned from Russia. So they cannot always afford it.
Yes, Master.
Once you fired your missile, maybe you give away your position.
Right.
That's even. So if you don't have enough power to cover yourself, then the enemy will overwhelm you. So they were ordered to retreat. The soldiers did not want, but the upper government told them to retreat because they don't want them to die too much there anymore. It's been long fighting over there, that area.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Number Number 7, there was a man just walking in his yard and a big tree fell on him and he died. There was after storm, as in America. After the storm, maybe that tree did not fall down. He had to wait for him to go under there and fell down and kill him. Number 8, there's an underwater volcano that could cause huge tsunami for Italy.
Wow.
Yeah, remember one time in Tonga, there was also an underwater volcano.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and it broke out, and then Tonga suffered big destruction.
Right.
And then normally up to that day, they never had any COVID-19.
Yes.
And after the international aid was brought in for them, because the island was much destroyed, then they began to have COVID.
Gosh.
And there's some bad news, like Ukraine reports massive attack from Belarus. I told you already, Russia has different armies from different countries.
Yes.
Master.
And Ukraine is alone. It's not fair.
Gosh.
Terrible. And many other bad news. But we will just make some of the international ones.
Yes.
Auschwitz Museum says that it is also been used like propaganda for Russia. But there's also some strange news, like Russian air defense system suffers epic malfunction. A video shows that. And also, pro-Russian militants say that they have taken Ukrainian fortified positions.
Oh, no.
And you know, the earthquake in Afghanistan is making trouble for the Taliban because they have a hard time to respond to the earthquake victims because of international isolation as well.
Gosh.
But some good news from Ukraine, like the Ukrainians destroyed some of the Russian combat instruments, like tanks and ammunition.
Yes.
And also Ukrainian special forces work with artillery units, take out Russian forces. So they gain here and they lose there.
Yes, Master.
The G7 must act to help tackle global hunger crisis. The German UN Food Agency say something like that.
Yes, Master.
Some people have to drive through Russia to escape the Ukraine war. And world leaders are facing crisis on all fronts. Putin will be watching if they fail. And some Ukraine farm animals burned alive in Russian bombing. Oh, God. Poor animal people. Oh, God. Oh. In the UK and mainland Europe, there are fresh transport strikes.
Yes.
All this bad news. And Germany ends Nazi-era abortion at law. I check it out. Probably abortion advertisements. They will allow that.
Yes, Master.
Op-ed, Ukraine suffers, but Putin and Russia will be the loser. Some positive opinion.
Yes.
That sounds true.
Yeah, so. Oslo police believe mass shooting that killed 2 and injured 10 was terror attack. It's everywhere, just shooting.
Yes.
There's not one day gone by that I don't see any shooting news on the screen of the internet. Russia pushes to block second city in eastern Ukraine. There's another shooting at the gay bar here. Oh, God. Injured 21 and killed 2. Oh, terrible. And there is Putin's top priest collapses during Russian church ceremony. Must be a bad one. And the Washington Post says something like the assessment from Western countries say Russia will soon exhaust its combat capabilities. So optimistic. They say that even though there is a Russian advance, it's likely to start during the coming weeks as Putin dealt blow. This is Ukrainians fired 3 large tactical ballistic missiles at Russian forces armored depots. This is from Metro press agent. Russia hit with a series of unexplained explosions as 2 fireballs caused mass blackout. They always have some mysterious explosions. Nobody knows why and where from.
Yes.
The Ukrainians' American-made rockets blast the Russians for the first time. Well, there's some good news and bad news, for Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
And there's some good news here. $100 million World Bank loan approved to resolve malnutrition in Philippines.
Wow.
Somebody here is saying that foreign chief Loxin says no more joint exploration of oil with China. Russian Air Force struggling in Ukraine because of combat problem. That's it. And then it comes back to the small news here for my mobile phone. Kremlin officials see that NATO is preparing for war with Russia. Ukrainian sappers remove bomb from Kharkiv block. That is that. For now, I haven't the time to read more than that. Every day, our world doesn't seem to be a peaceful era at all.
No, it doesn't, Master.
Even some good news is also from the war.
Yes. Yes.
And from hunger, from problems.
Yes, always sad.
Even if problem solving, there is a problem there.
Yes.
Bad things and good things are just together somehow.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
We never can have all good things in this world. And that's just the 2.5 days that I look into the internet. There's so many bad news like that. All bad news.
Yes,
It's a lot.
And many other news is also bad news.
Yes.
Master.
Or just nothing to be happy about. I did not have time to write all that down. But even just that is enough already for you to know what kind of world we live in. In 2 days, 2.5 days, so much bad news like that.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Every time I send you news, I only send those that I think are good ones. Because news, they sometimes also develop. Sometimes they say something, but that's in the early stage of the matter. Later, they report updated.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Then I will send you the updated. We don't support fake news, and I mean that. You know that.
Yes, Master.
So now, this monkeypox is new, and they consider to announce it to the world, the World Health Organization, whether or not to announce this is an emergency already.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
In the beginning, they say, it's only transmitted in some remote corner, maybe Africa or something like that. But it's updated all the time.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And lately, it's all over already. It's not just in Africa or that remote corner anymore. And they even discover that it's airborne. And then, for example, I say that people should wear masks. Yeah, this is in the news like that.
Yes,
Master.
And then the scientists also discover that the monkeypox now changed their attitude, changed their quality, changed their strategy. So now it's airborne even. So that's why they recommended masks. Before they say that it's only through touching or close contact, physical contact. And now they found that it's not just that.
Yes, Master.
They changed. Just like COVID-19 has mutated. Now they found it's different. The scientists don't know why the monkeypox changed. They still don't know yet.
Yes.
But they say it's airborne. I wanted really this news, the news about monkeypox, to come out as early as possible so people can take care.
Yes, Master.
Wear masks or whatever, or don't touch or don't go near sick people, stuff like that. Yeah, they will be more careful. The American Center for Disease Control, you know how harmful they have been to American citizens already, the CDC. They always say this, say that, and all. They're always changing all these last 2 years about the pandemic.
It doesn't seem like these changes come from a position of science. They changed it to 5 days. Now they want to add a testing requirement after getting pressure from other groups. Like, pressure is supposed to be what science is supposed to ignore. It's not supposed to have anything to do with pressure.
Exactly. And Stu, most of this pressure is coming from pretty well-heeled, financially and politically powerful organizations. We saw almost overnight that a handful of organizations and then a lot of media people putting a little bit of pressure on a rule that they don't like almost instantly forces the science to then correct itself.
CDC is really setting a new standard for incompetence.
Okay, maybe you have not seen all that news. What I have, I inform myself. I have to.
Yes.
I want to take care of you. That's also one point, one main point of it. I have to show what's going on. And who got COVID now? Tell me. Mr. Who?
Fauci.
Yeah. He got COVID. You know, right?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, so much for the golden advice. Harming so many Americans already, telling them to get vaccines and then make the government not just endorse but enforce.
Yes.
So tens of thousands of people lost their job because they didn't want the vaccine, yeah, because they know so much other information.
Yes, Master.
Maybe some also misinformation, but some not. Some news that they suppressed. I have read that Pfizer knows that is harmful and not effective, but still did not openly announce it to the world. I read one news that was quickly deleted after.
Yes, Master.
And there was the news also that 1/3 of Americans should wear masks. I didn't make it all up. I wanted the people to know the news, also the public. So whoever wants to protect themselves can try.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
understand.
And if they don't want, I can't force them. But if I know something good for them, I should tell them.
Yes, Master.
And this head is controversial and has done so much harm already. And then there are leaking news saying that Fauci is the one who spearheaded the experiments of this COVID-19 virus in China. They financed it.
Yes.
The NIH providing documents to the House of Representatives showing that the NIH did fund gain-of-function research in Wuhan.
So after the news of COVID leaked out, that laboratory burnt out, moved away, and no trace was left. If there's nothing, they wouldn't have done that.
Yes, Master.
It maybe has something to do with it, somehow.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
So much for believing in these people. They still keep investigating. Even up to not long ago, they investigated, and still the news kept surfacing. We can say maybe the news is not correct. Maybe Fauci didn't do it. Maybe they did not finance a China laboratory to create this kind of a virus and then leaked out. Why can't?
Yes.
Yeah, but some of the scientists have said that themselves also, that they knew it. They saw it with their own eyes because they know the genome from the lab there and the genome of COVID. Identical.
Yes, Master.
But of course, they shut her up. They shut her boss up also. Her boss even tell her, don't say anything, don't say anything.
Yes.
And these are only 2 cases that leaked out. There are other people who you can never chase.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, you might never know who they are and where they went already. So, even if we think so, we cannot always believe everything the news says. Maybe that's not true news. But how can you believe everything that the CDC or Fauci say when it all went wrong?
Yes, Master.
And you can see it already. It's not I who said it. People are vaccinated 3 times and boosted again 2 times, still sick and die or have complications.
Yes.
So I'm not saying anything just because the news. I have been observing it. And, of course, the news is just to prove it.
Yes, Master.
This is the latest, the updated latest. That monkeypox is airborne and you should wear mask anyway. If it's there, airborne, you should wear mask. That's simple. No matter if I say it or not, or who says it.
Yes, Master.
What do you do with the airborne? You have to cover, no?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then the CDC go ahead and say no need masks. Again? How many more people does he want to kill, this guy?
Yeah.
He himself already got COVID just to prove that he's so wise. He knows everything how to protect. Yeah. I'm telling you. Even if all of the news that I told you right now about the monkeypox is airborne and you should wear masks, it will do you no harm, huh?
Yes. That's true.
It does nobody harm.
Yes.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
It will do them good only because the pandemic and every other virus all around is still, and it's spiking again now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the pandemic is spiking up everywhere, even in Taiwan. It used to be better before. Now, if I look at the news, 100-something people die in Taiwan every day.
Yeah.
And tens of thousands of new cases.
Yes, Master.
It's terrible. Oh, God. But humans brought it upon themselves. Nowadays, there's so much information everywhere. They just probably don't look at it. They just watch TV, whatever news they like, or watch those movies.
Yes, Master.
Because they work hard every day and they come home, they don't want to think, they can't think anymore. No time. So if they have time, they just watch some quick news and then just watch a movie, or maybe, like drop dead in between already, on the sofa or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Oh, God. So it's very difficult to lead humans into a better kind of life.
Yes.
Because life in this world is already too demanding on their physical strength and mental ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Master.
They are tired from all sides. Mental, physical, psychological, anything.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
That's why I just feel so sorry for humans, They just are trapped. All trapped. Some people have to work 2-3 jobs, to make ends meet, for their family.
Yes.
Terrible. They don't have enough time to sleep, just a couple of hours or 3-4 hours. If they have debt, then that's it. They have to work like that all their life.
Yes, Master.
If they have also many children and they don't have enough income, then they have to do that all their life. Until the children grow big, then maybe they stop working so hard. They still continue working because of the house mortgage,
Oh, yes.
car insurance, and petrol, and nowadays gas prices skyrocket because of the war.
Yes, Master.
The war even interferes with farming in other countries. Like Brazil, they don't have fertilizer. They're complaining about that.
Yes, Master.
And many African countries don't have food.
Every day the war lasts, world food supplies are damaged.
It could affect hundreds of millions of the world's most vulnerable people all across the world. About 80% of Egypt's grain comes from Ukraine and Russia, and that's 100 million people in Egypt. There are 90 million people in Congo, and about 70% of their grain comes from Ukraine and Russia.
Prices in the world are going up. We see in some countries up to 13% of inflation. We see shortage of food in many parts of the world, especially in the Sahel of Africa, the Horn of Africa, and other populous countries.
The region that I'm overseeing, Eastern and Africa and the Horn, this time last year we estimated there were 50 million people acutely food insecure, acutely hungry. Today, that figure's up at 84 million. So 34 million people additionally. It's not all because of the war, but it's the combination of conflicts in places like Tigray and Somalia. It's the effects of climate change. We've got the worst drought in 40 years in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia. Then, of course, there's the macroeconomic impact of the COVID, which has decimated economies across the region. And now we have the war in Ukraine, which is accelerating the levels of hunger and malnutrition across the region.
Between fuel, energy, food, and finance, there is a combined crisis that the world is feeling, seeing, and it needs to be addressed and addressed quickly.
Starvation everywhere, and on top of that, drought or bad, unprecedented floods, either very dry or flooding like that.
Yes, Master.
Oh, what kind of world is this? And people still can continue to live on. Wow, truly, humans are so strong. Strong, but just for not very noble and not very helpful purposes.
Yes, Master.
Just to work and earn money and have to spend it on meat, and then after meat, spend it on hospital and medicine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Because the meat makes you sick, and the alcohol also to boot.
Yes.
And no cigarettes and drugs. Oh, that's it.
Yes, Master.
It doesn't help you to eat meat, to drink alcohol, because you will spend it on hospital and doctors.
Oh, yes.
And suffering as well. Not one day goes by without any bad news. Like mass shootings anywhere.
Yes.
10 people die, 20 people die, or 2, 3, 4 people die from shootings.
Yeah.
Or car accidents, or fall into a ditch, or sinkholes, or the flood took away the whole house, fell into the river, and everything with it. And also sometimes people's lives in it as well.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Everywhere, every time there's news, mostly all bad news like that.
Yes.
All these people, crimes, raping or killing children or women or even older women are killed, robbery everywhere.
Yes,
Master.
All these are also bad news, but just not as big.
Yes,
Master.
But every day, everywhere, my God. Oh, terrible. I don't know how humans will continue to do this like this. It has to change. It has to become better. Oh, dear, what difficult. I don't even enjoy reading news. It's mostly bad news.
Yes.
It's to prove some point or to alert people in the world.
Yes.
Master.
At least the children, maybe they listen because they're innocent. Maybe. I save whomever I can,
Yes, Master.
First, physically, so that they can continue to maybe develop, and maybe by chance they will find some master or listen to Supreme Master television. Maybe become enlightened, who knows?
Yes, Master.
But physically, they have to be alive first.
Yes.
So that's important. It's not that it is so materialistic and not important. It is important. If you didn't have your body, you couldn't have found me, right? You yourself.
That's right, Master.
Or some of your brothers couldn't have found you and told you this news, that there is an initiation, that you could be enlightened, you could be liberated in one lifetime.
Yes, Master.
Most benevolent Master, our deep appreciation for always showing empathy and sincere understanding for humankind, especially our weaknesses, while encouraging our innate strengths to overcome them. We pray that your heartfelt and unconditional message for the world to U-turn now and leave behind suffering and violence through the compassionate vegan lifestyle be heard and put into action as soon as possible. Only then may we really know the status of being the crown of creation by wearing the crown of loving kindness. May beloved Master be forever safe and in excellent health in the constant protection of all magnificent goddesses.